All right. How's it going? What brings you in today?
I'm doing good. I was injured a couple of months ago, and I just feel like rehab's been going a little slower than what I'd like.
Okay. Um, Seems to me like it sounds like you're a little anxious like to return to something. Is there like something that you're hoping like to return to?
Yeah, I play soccer, and I'm just looking to get back playing with my team again. It's my senior year, so I'm missing out on what I think is an important season to me.
Yeah, senior is definitely a pretty important year. But what would you say that makes this season so valuable to you?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. My team this year, I think, has the best chance that we've had yet to make a championship run. And also, like I said, senior year, so I'm hoping college coaches come out and see me play, but obviously that can't happen if I'm hurt. So
Mm-hmm. From your point of view, do you see this injury as something that could like jeopardize your future playing career and the chance at the title?
I'd say definitely, yeah. That's something that makes me a little anxious, if I'm being honest. I've worked hard to get to this point in senior year, and kind of having to do all that hard work again just to get back to that point is a little frustrating, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm not progressing in my physical therapy fast enough, and that's, in my opinion, hurting the team because I'm not out there making an impact.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you believe that rushing to finish therapy at like let's say like half health is a more optimal choice for you in this scenario in comparison to maybe like a lengthier full recovery?
Mm, Personally, I'd rather play through the pain than miss out on an important opportunity like playing for a title or playing in front of college coaches and getting a chance to be recruited.
Yeah. In your opinion, what is like the worst case scenario
Hmm.
that can come from like your time in PET and not rushing that process?
Yeah. Hmm. I'd say that missing out on making the run for the title is something that I think would be worst case scenarios, not being a part of that, as well as missing out on scholarship opportunities and probably not even being able to play at the next level because I'm missing out.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that your identity wraps around like playing soccer? Like, and another question that I would also ask just from thinking about it is, could you see yourself like helping your team in a role that's off the field?
Hmm. To be honest, I haven't thought about leadership role in that way. I've always felt like it comes out naturally when I play.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the first part of the question, like I've played soccer my whole life to get this point, so I feel like maybe my identity's wrapped up in there a little bit just because of all the hard work I've had to put in. And yeah, like I said, it's frustrating being out of it and not being able to get back to what's been my life. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that emotion is totally valid.
yeah.
Do you think you're able to play to the best of your ability by pushing through your pain though?
Mm. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, probably not. Uh, Probably actually definitely not my full self anywhere near what I normally would be playing at that level. But it sounds much better than sitting on the bench and feeling ineffectual to my team if I'm not even in there to begin with. Like I wanted to push my rehab off until after the season just so I can make the most impact that I could during the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, like based on what you're telling me so far, what I'm hearing is like the first thing that I notice is like your drive to get back to the game is kind of almost like clouding what you can do off the field at this point.
Hmm.
Um, like obviously dealing with the injury, you're gonna have parts of mixtures of like anger and like an obsession almost to kind of like get back to like the field, which can also like hinder you from using this like opportunity to almost like develop as a leader off the field.
Hmm.
Um,
That's a good point.
like yes, playing well is like crucial to like helping your team win as well as like getting recruited by colleges. However, like leading from like the sidelines can also influence to like your team to perform better. And not only that, but like it's super desirable for scouts to see a player, even though he's not like making an impact like physically or athletically on the field, like being able to make
Hmm.
an impact as the leader like on the sideline is something that they want to have on their team.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like
feel
that.
like playing at half health like might make you more frustrated which can like negatively like impact how your teammates play around you. Especially if
I
you
can see
think,
that.
yeah, especially if you think like playing at half health will like make you play the best ball you can, you know?
Fair, which is what would happen.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and like listening to like what you're saying, like I honestly think if you reframe this, like you'll have a more like positive outlook on this. Like instead of
Mm,
viewing it as like an obstacle, like you can choose to view it as like more like an opportunity. Um, I know you said that you haven't thought about the leadership off the field part. But like this is
yeah,
a great chance to like kind of grow not only as a teammate but as like a person. And I would encourage you to kind of like step up into this new role and lead from the sidelines since that is a situation you kind of find yourself in.
yeah,
And not only like will this outlook like give you a more positive attitude like toward your rehab, but it'll also allow you to put less pressure on yourself in terms of like rushing back into play. And then like thus like you'll be able to have like a full recovery that will allow you to play at your best. Hopefully that being like closer to the end of the season, so then that way you can really like help for that championship run.
yeah. That makes sense. Thank you. I needed that encouragement, kind of that reframing of the mindset, viewing it as an opportunity instead of an obstacle.
Yeah, anytime. I would, if you have any other like questions or concerns, you're always welcome to come back. And we can kind of
Thank you.
talk over it again in the future.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Gabe.
No, no problem.